The left and its Orwellian scourge of erasing American history crept into the Texas state capitol. Dallas Representative Eric Johnson was triggered by a plaque commemorating the Children of the Confederacy. So the ironically named State Preservation Board, led by Governor Abbot and Lieutenant Governor Patrick, unanimously voted to take it down with zero feedback from the public. A portion of the 60-year-old plaque reads, "We therefore pledge ourselves to preserve pure ideals, to honor our veterans, to study and teach the truths of history, one of the most important of which is that the war between the states was not a rebellion, nor was its underlying cause to sustain slavery." The plaque, which is now in the hands of a curator determined by the State Preservation Board, was merely attempting to bring the complicated economic and political circumstances to those desiring education of Texas history. This is Texas Freedom Force, an organization that has been fighting the statewide attack on Texas monuments. We're finally given the floor to counter the leftist madness.
Texas history has a lot of good and bad, but the thing is, we're here to protect everything about it. As fellow Texans, we know that we are strong-minded, we're strong-willed, and there's no way nobody's going to take that away from us. Our history means something, and it's
Texans, and especially Texas, is rich in our history. And there is an assault right now on all of our monuments. And it started in San Antonio with the Travis Park Monument and moved to Dallas to the Lee Park Monument, which we've seen both destroyed, basically, or damaged, I should say. They're removed and damaged, some to the point of ill repair.
And you have Mr. Leach here, who publicly stated that he would put a sledgehammer to the plaque if it was up to him. And I will tell you how deeply offensive that is, because that's like him saying that he would take a sledgehammer and go out into the cemetery where my ancestors are buried and knock over the headstones with a sledgehammer, okay? ISIS does this.
That's right.
ISIS goes around, destroys historical religious sites, and I call it cultural terrorism. This board has participated and done cultural terrorism. You remove something that you had no business removing without public input. And so my question is, who in the heck do you think you are?
The general population is rarely allowed to vote on the agenda that's being pushed, large or small, in this case, the plaque, for instance. And such was the case here. Why did the opinion of the people on this matter not matter? The plaque has been here for decades, bothering no one except a very few, and then boom, all of a sudden it's offensive. It's a blight on a wall. Well, you know what? Of course it was not.
You can't control people that have values, and you're certainly not going to control them as long as they're armed. As long as we have ability to fight liberalism and socialism, whatever it is, they're not going to win. They have to get all of those things done, and they're trying their best to do it. They are trying their best to disarm American citizens.
They didn't want any opposition of what they just did, but in reality, what Abbott and what Dan Patrick and Leach and Bowne, all of them did was against everything that Texans stand for. And we've shown that. We held a rally out in Houston to protect the Sam Houston Monument. 1.5 thousand Texans showed up. We held a rally out at the Travis Park Monument in San Antonio. Same thing, hundreds of Texans showed up.
The thing is this, everybody just wants to use that word and just say, hey, they're bad folks. There's not as many bad folks as there is out there that people are perceiving to be.
The removal of the plaque opens the door for more monuments to be taken down at the Texas Capitol. At least 113 Confederate monuments have been removed nationwide as the left determines that American individuals are incapable of facing our complex American history, dooming further generations to repeat it. John Bowne reporting.